Ma'am, my screen is gone again.
Screen is there.
PPT is visible, ma'am, now. Now is it visible?
This is this.
Okay, students, we will begin the class now. Good morning, all.
Good morning, ma'am.
Are you all
Morning.
yes, good morning. Are you all ready for the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the unit that we have been discussing in biology? What is the unit that we are dealing with?
Diversity in living organisms.
Diversity in living organisms. Yes. Okay. Now, in the last class, what have we discussed? Can you all tell that? The concepts that we have discussed in the last class? Concepts that we have discussed in the last class. We have discussed the classification, right? Hierarchy of classification. Okay, we will have a quick recap. We have discussed about the characteristics and the evolution, and we discussed about how the change in the characteristics will influence, and over a period of time how that changes in the characteristics will lead to the evolution of an organisms. Did you remember, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. Do you remember this example which we have discussed? Organism A being carried to the hot climate. Can anybody tell what we have discussed for this
Madam,
example?
the slide is five kingdom
Evolution.
classification.
Slide is?
Five kingdom classification. 21st slide.
Oh, slide is not changing for you.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute. Now is it visible?
Now
Yes, ma'am.
biodiversity.
Yes, ma'am.
The slides are changing now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, we have discussed, we have also discussed about biodiversity in the last class. And what is a region of megadiversity? What is the definition for that?
Tropic.
Where most of the organisms are present.
Most of the population of the organisms is found in this region of megadiversity. That region of megadiversity, it is located between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, and and we have also seen the places which comes under the region of megadiversity. It is not that there are no animals existing in the other parts of the world. There are animals existing, but there are very few animals compared to the animals present in the region of megadiversity. Okay. Now in the last class I have asked you to write something about these three scientists, right?
No, ma'am.
I didn't tell you that.
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, we discussed about five kingdom classification. Who proposed the five kingdom classification?
R.H. Whittaker.
Pitat.
R.H. Whittaker. What are the five classes of five kingdoms of classification he has given?
Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, animalia.
Yes,
Fungi,
correct. You're
plantae,
saying
animalia.
yes, you're seeing the same thing on the screen. Now, in this from this class, we will discuss about all these five kingdoms one by one. Today, we will see about Monera. But even before starting the five kingdom classification, before discussing the characteristics that are involved, we need to get familiar with the terminology, because when we are defining the characteristics of an organism in that particular kingdom, you will come across some terms. If you don't understand them, there is no point in studying the characteristics. So I think you all know the difference between unicellular and multicellular organisms.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can anybody define?
Made up of one cell unicellular, multicellular made up of many types of cells.
The body
Like
of an the body of an organism is made up of entirely with one cell, whereas multicellular organism body consists of many number of cells. Are we multicellular? We belong to multicellular organisms or unicellular?
Yes.
multicellular.
Multicellular.
Multicellular. Okay. What is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic organisms?
Eukaryotic organisms have a well-defined clear nucleus, whereas
Yes.
prokaryotic cell and organisms do not have that.
Yes, correct. Prokaryotic organisms do not have well-defined nucleus or a nuclear membrane, whereas eukaryotes has a well-defined nucleus. Okay. Now, till now, who has not answered will answer now. Not one person repeatedly. Can anybody tell new persons? Can anybody tell or between difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition? We have discussed
Madam,
this.
aut-
Yes. What is your name, ma'am?
autotrophic Nandana.
Nandana. Okay, answer.
Autotrophic organism can prepare their own food, like
Correct.
plants, and
Yes.
heterotrophic organism which depends on other organism for food.
Okay. Correct. You're good. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is that organism can prepare their own food, whereas heterotrophs depend on the other organisms for their food. Okay. Now, again, the new person and the next person who has not answered till now. What is a free living animal? What is a free living animal? Okay. You don't know? If you don't know, I will tell. It's okay.
Don't know, ma'am.
Okay. Even before telling about free living animal, do you know what is a parasitic? Parasite?
Yes,
Okay. Can you try answering?
Organ.
ma'am. Most
Huh? Who is trying to answer? Somebody said yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the organisms which depends upon other organisms for its existence.
Okay. Can you modify? Can anybody modify that same definition and tell?
Ma'am, some plants depend upon a host organism for its development. It takes up the nutrients, sunlight, water, etc.
Etc. Correct. What is a parasite is that there will be a host animal and a parasite, the organism which is called as a parasite, it lives on the or inside the another organism, and what it does is it collects all the food materials and water and nutrition and shelter. It even finds a shelter from that organism also. So in this host and parasitic association, host is not at all benefited from the parasite, it is sometimes at loss, but parasite is completely benefited from the host animal. The parasite sometimes lives inside the body of an host organism and sometimes above the on the body of the host organism for its survival, for its food and protection. Now can anybody repeat what is a parasitic?
An organism which depends upon its host.
Host for food and for what does it depend on the host
Nutrition.
animal? For nutrition and shelter. It even finds a shelter from the host also. Okay, who is benefited the most, the parasite or the host?
Parasite.
Parasite is benefited. Okay. Do you know what is a saprophytic organism?
Other
Which it
organisms
takes
that feed on dead and decaying matter.
Yes, the organism that feeds on the dead and decaying matter is said to be a saprophytic animal. New student should answer, not the one who has already answered. Can anybody repeat what is a saprophytic organism? Yes, you can tell your name and answer.
Ma'am, Alvin.
Huh, answer now. Uh, they use decaying organic matter as their food. Madam. Yes, correct. You're correct. Then, what is a symbiotic association that we see in animals? Symbiotic association.
Helping each other to survive.
Helping each other to survive. That is a symbiotic. So, if they help each other, are they both benefited from each other?
Yes, both of them.
Yes.
So we see a difference between a host and a parasite and the symbiotic association. In the host and parasitic relation, only parasite is benefited, whereas in the symbiotic relationship, in the symbiotic association, both the host and the other one, there is no host in symbiotic association, both help each other. That is called symbiotic. Now can you define what is a free living animal?
Which lives without any association.
Which lives without any association, that is a free living animal. Okay. Do you know what are appendages? Do you see my screen? These terms are written here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what are the appendages?
Don't know, ma'am.
Okay, appendages are the structures which an organism has, which will help the organism to perform a variety of functions which the organisms need. Okay, some of the organisms that we are going to discuss in this class has hair-like structures. Do you know what are hair-like structures? I think you should be knowing there is no definition for this hair-like structures. You see hairs on your arm or on your hands. That is how the hairs are located or present on the organism, and those hair-like structures will help the organism to swim or to swim in the water, or we can say it helps in locomotion. And whip like structures are those. Whip like means you should imagine a structure like a tail. The tail which an organism has helps it for the locomotion purpose. Okay, now can you tell what are appendages? Students, are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, appendages are.
Why you are sitting quiet?
Okay. Appendages are the structures which an organism has to perform certain functions in the body. Those structures can be hair-like structures or excuse me, whip-like structures. Whip means like the structure like a tail. Okay, now what do you mean by the solitary or a colonial? Word solitary or colonial?
Solitary lives alone.
Okay, lives alone. Colonial,
In a group.
it always organisms which lives in a group are said to be colonial organisms, and which lives single, like it is not dependent on any other organisms, it lives like that, and it is a solitary. And the seventh one is aquatic and terrestrial. Can you tell? It is easy.
Aquatic animals are those animals which live in water,
Yes.
and terrestrial animals are those organisms which live on land.
Land, correct, very good. Now with this knowledge that we have, we will see the characteristics of each and every kingdom that we are going to discuss. Okay. On in the mentioned characteristics, do you have any doubt? Do you want me to explain any word again? You see seven differences here, right? From these seven, do you want me to explain any other word? Do you want me to repeat any word from here that you didn't understand? Students?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no. Right. Now we're going to see. Do you see? I have changed a slide. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the first kingdom in Whitaker's classification?
Monera.
Yes, kingdom Monera. The characteristics of this kingdom Monera is it is the organisms in this kingdom are microscopic. What do you mean by microscopic?
which cannot be
Which can
seen with
be
the naked eye.
naked eye.
Ma'am, you are not audible. You are muted.
Saujanya, unmute your Saujanya. Unmute. Who is troubling? Somebody is doing that. I know. Saujanya, you are muted. It's not listening.
I did not mute, ma'am. Actually.
Who is handling this? I will identify. Better keep quiet, all of you. I told you in the beginning itself. We can identify who is doing this.
Okay, is my slide visible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please don't do that. Don't unmute me. Okay. In Okay, in the kingdom Monera, the organisms are microscopic, they cannot be seen with our naked eye, and they are prokaryotic. That means that they do not have a well defined nucleus, and the mode of nutrition in these organisms can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. That means they can prepare their own food, or they are dependent on other animals for their nutrition. And the cell wall can be present or absent in these organisms. And we have discussed about two types based on evolution in the last class, right? Based on evolution, organisms are classified into two types, correct? We have discussed it in the last class. See, we have seen an example where two organisms by name A, from that one is left in the cold climate, one is carried to a hot climate, where in the hot climate, due to the environmental changes, it has turned into A1. So we have named those two organisms based on evolution. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what are
Yes,
those?
ma'am.
Can you tell?
Primate.
Okay, primitive organisms. Second one is
Advanced.
advanced organisms. Based on the evolution, there are two types of organisms, that is primitive organisms and advanced organisms. In kingdom Monero also there are some organisms which are primitive, and due to the environmental changes, some have modified into advanced organisms. So based on the evolution, the primitive organisms are archaebacteria, are grouped as archaebacteria, and the advanced organisms are grouped into eubacteria. You can also see here bacteria and anabina, all this come under the kingdom Monera. In that we can see that there are two on types of evolution. There are two types, that is archaebacteria and eubacteria. Okay, do you know the examples of sorry, not examples, uses of bacteria in in our day-to-day life?
Lactobacillus
Yes, ma'am.
helps in the conversion of curd.
Yes, correct. And the cheese also has some bacteria.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, cheese also has some bacteria. And also, do you believe there is in our gut also, in our stomach there is some bacteria? Do you know that this
Gut
bacteria
bacteria.
this bacteria helps in the digestion of the food that we eat? Okay, there are some other bacteria also. There are some bacterial infections that we get. You must have noticed some or the other time. Okay, some of the bacteria is not good to our body. They react, and then those are the harmful bacteria. What happens is that when the harmful bacteria is present, when it is diagnosed in our body, what doctor does is they give us the antibiotics. So what will happen is when we take antibiotics, not only the harmful bacteria, but the useful bacteria also will be killed. So what happens to again inject the useful bacteria into the body. They give us the tonics again. So there are useful bacteria and there are harmful bacteria. It can be in our many of our foods we see the bacteria which is useful, and sometimes there are bacteria that is disease causing also. Okay, now types of Monera, kingdom Monera, that is Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. This classification is done based on the evolution. The organisms under the Archaebacteria are those which did not modify or which existed before the evolution. Eubacteria is that they have modified their characteristics with an environmental changes, and they have turned out to be eubacteria. Okay, in Archaebacteria, uh, all the organisms are mostly autotrophs. That is, they perform photosynthesis and they prepare their own food. But after evolution, after the climatic changes have happened, Archaebacteria have turned, some of the organisms from in Archaebacteria have turned into eubacteria. Here you can see eu means the meaning of the word eu is true bacteria. In the true bacteria, there is a presence of cell wall, there is a presence of cytoplasm and plasma membrane, whereas in the Archaebacteria you don't see all this. Okay, now we will have a quick recap of kingdom Monera. Okay, can you tell what all we have discussed for kingdom Monera?
It is microscopic.
Yes,
They are prokaryotic.
they are prokaryotic.
They're
They
autotrophs
may
and
be
heterotrophs.
autotrophic or heterotrophic.
Yes, they
Autotrophic
have
or heterotrophic.
Cell wall is
hetero
present.
cell wall is present. Okay,
Unicellular.
yes, they are unicellular, correct. And based
They are
on evolution,
prokaryotes.
okay, based on evolution, how are they divided?
Archaebacteria and eubacteria.
Yes, the bacteria. Students, you are not audible.
Hello, madam.
Yes, now you can
Based on
answer.
ability, they are divided into archaebacteria and eubacteria.
Okay. What is the difference between Archaebacteria and Eubacteria? What is not there in the characteristics that are not there in the Archaebacteria, after evolution they are found. You can see my screen, right? Hello students, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Eubacteria has cell wall plasma membrane.
And cytoplasm.
But
Whereas
Archaebacteria.
yes, correct. They are autotrophic. They have autotrophic mode of nutrition. They prepare their own food with the help of photosynthesis. Okay, now we have finished the kingdom Monera. Examples of the kingdom Monera are examples.
Blue-green algae.
Blue-green algae.
Mm. Or blue-green algae is also called as cyanobacteria and mycoplasma. You will study about these organisms in detail in your further classes. For now, examples itself is enough. And what are the what are the uses of bacteria? Uses and harm they cause.
They
Where they are
cause
used
Digestion.
in
harmful
curds and
diseases.
cheese.
They used to make preparation of the antibiotics medicines
Okay.
and in the formation of curd.
Yes. What is the harm that they do? They cause diseases, right, in our body.
Pathogens cause disease, right?
Ma'am.
Yes, this is all about kingdom Monera. What is the next kingdom in Whitaker's classification?
Protista.
Kingdom Protista.
Protista.
Kingdom Protista. Correct. Okay. Now, in Kingdom Protista, the organisms are unicellular. That means with the entire body is made up of a single cell. And eukaryotic organisms. In this first line itself, do you find the difference between Monera and Protista?
Screen has not changed.
Ma'am, screen is
Changed.
not changed.
Now is it changed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Kingdom Protista. In the Kingdom Protista, the organisms are unicellular and eukaryotic organisms. Can you distinguish between Monera and Protista in this first line itself?
Monera is prokaryotic organism.
Yes, Monera is prokaryotic. The similar thing is both are unicellular. The difference is that Monera is a prokaryotic organism, whereas Protista is a eukaryotic organism. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the evolution first, the kingdom that has evolved first is Protista. This is the beginning of the eukaryotic organisms from the kingdom Protista. Okay, till now in the kingdom Monera we did not discuss about any appendages, right? Did I mention about any appendages? No. Yes, here I have said you in the beginning only there are appendages which are the whip-like structures and hair-like structures. Here on the slide you can see paramecium has hair-like structures. Can you see hair-like structures on the paramecium? I kept an arrow here. Can you see hair?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, these are the hair-like structures. With the help of these hair-like structures, they move front and back, and they swim in the water. And Euglena has a whip-like structure. Do you see this structure like a tail?
Yes, ma'am.
This whip-like structure.
Ma'am.
This is an appendage that Euglena has. With the help of this whip-like structure, it does a locomotion. Here, the cell wall is absent in all the organisms belonging to Protista, but only present in Euglena. And there is a similarity again between autotrophs and between Monera and Protista. That is, they have the autotrophic or heterotrophic nutrition. Same with the Monera, right? They also have autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the similarities that we see is that they both have the same nutrition, auto or hetero, and they both are unicellular. Difference is that they are prokaryotic organisms. Here, the organisms are eukaryotic organisms, and we see here a modified structures for the locomotion. And examples are unicellular algae and diatoms and protozoa. Uh, okay, now we don't have to study detail about these examples. You will see this in the further classes. Now we will see the phylum of Protista. Kingdom Protista is divided into phylums. For this level, in your textbook it is mentioned about phylum Protozoa. See, these are all the examples of phylum Protozoa that you're seeing in the picture. Euglena, amoeba and paramecium. These all come under phylum Protozoa and kingdom Protista. Now, the characteristics of phylum Protozoa is that they are unicellular organisms. and they are mostly aquatic. See, we have discussed so many terms in the beginning. Those are all appearing here. Some are sorry. Most of the organisms are aquatic, and some of the organisms are solitary, and some are colonial. And we have discussed about free living organisms, and some are parasitic, and some are symbiotic. In for symbiotic example, we know lichens, right? Lichen is a word which depicts the symbiotic association between algae and a fungi. That means that one provides the water, one absorbs the water and gives it to the other animal, and that in turn prepares the food and give it to the animal which has got water. That means they both are in a symbiotic association where both of them are benefited. That is a lichen. A symbiotic association between a fungi and an algae is a lichen. Did you get my point? The example of lichen, sorry, symbiotic association.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell the example of symbiotic association?
Ma'am,
Lichens, right? Lichens as a what is a symbiotic? What are the two organisms that are in association here? Algae and
algae and fungi.
algae and fungi. Okay, in this how they help each other is that one absorbs the water and the other one, with the help of that, they prepare the food material, so they share the both and they both are benefited from each other. This example is very important, like an example you all have to remember. And other examples are Euglena, paramecium and amoeba that we have seen in this slide. Euglena, amoeba, and paramecium. Okay, shall we have a quick recap of the phylum kingdom Protista? What is the difference that you see from kingdom Protista and Monera?
This you can
Prokaryotic and eukaryotic.
Hmm? They are. You can tell your name and speak.
Madam,
Eukaryotic. Huh.
is kingdom Monera does not contain any appendage.
Okay. Come from the beginning. Whether they're unicellular, multicellular, like that.
They both are unicellular.
Okay. Next. Other character is based on presence or absence of nucleus.
Monera are prokaryotic. Protista are eukaryotic.
Okay. What is the next character?
They both may be heterotrophic or autotrophic neuron.
Autotroph. Yes, correct. What are the examples that we saw in Kingdom Monera?
Blue-green algae.
Blue-green algae or
Cyanobacteria.
blue-green algae is otherwise called as cyanobacteria, and other one is mycoplasma. And on the slide I have shown you the examples, bacteria and anabina. Those two are also examples of Monera. And for protozoa, what we have, sorry, under Protista, what are the examples?
Euglena and paramecium.
Okay, Euglena, paramecium, and amoeba. We can tell all that. They all come under Protista. One more example I have told you, which is symbiotic association.
Lichens.
Lichen is an association between
Amoeba and fungi.
not amoeba, fungi and algae. Association between fungi and algae. In the kingdom Protista, there is a mention about one phylum, that is Protozoa. The organisms that come under Protozoa are Euglena, amoeba, and paramecium. Euglena and paramecium have appendages which are hair-like structures and whip-like structures. And okay, phylum Protozoa, they're all unicellular and they're mostly aquatic. Some of the organisms of Protozoa live solitarily, whereas others live in a colony. Some of the protozoans are free living, some are parasitic, and some are symbiotic. And examples we have seen are Euglena, Paramecium, and Amoeba. Okay, what is the next kingdom in the Whittaker's classification?
Kingdom fungi.
Kingdom fungi. What are the two kingdoms that we discussed?
Monera and Protista.
Yes, Kingdom Monera and the Kingdom Protista, and the third one is a Kingdom Fungi. What do you see on the slide?
Mushroom and bread mold.
Okay, what do you see on the bread?
Fungi.
Fungus. Okay, can
Mold.
we eat? Okay, can we eat this bread which is with fungus?
No.
No.
Okay. What is mushroom made up of? What is a mushroom made up of?
Fungi.
Fungi. Okay. Then what is the difference? We are eating the substance that is made of fungi, but then why are we throwing the bread which is filled with fungus?
Because the fungus had dead decay matter. Because it's dead.
Okay. Then why are we eating mushrooms? It is also made up of fungus, right? Okay, as we have seen in the kingdom Monera, we have discussed about useful and harmful bacteria. Same thing with fungi. In fungi also, there are some fungus which are harmful, but there are some which are very useful. For that, the examples are that we eat mushrooms and the bread which is filled with fungus, we will throw it. That is because it is harmful. Okay, uh, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the kingdom fungi, they're all multicellular. Sorry, I forgot one point. In that, in kingdom Protista, see, we have not discussed this. Cell wall is absent except in Euglena. In Protista, there is no cell wall for any organism except for the Euglena, and all are unicellular organisms. And and for kingdom fungi, all are multicellular organisms except yeast. Okay, now what is the difference that you find from Monera, Protista, and fungi?
Monera
Monera
and Protista.
is cellular, whereas
Mm.
fungi is cellular.
Except
Fungi is
Multicellular
Multicellular except
except
yeast.
okay. Here it is a eukaryotic organisms. What we have seen in Monera and Protista.
Monera prokaryotes and
Mm.
Protista eukaryotes and fungi eukaryote.
Okay. Here in for fungi, all the organisms which are coming under fungi has cell wall. Correct? Did we speak anything about cell wall in the previous kingdoms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where did we see cell wall in kingdom Monera?
in
After
Monera, cell
evolution,
wall was
In
bacterium.
see, be louder.
And in eubacterium, cell wall is
Bacteria.
present.
Yes, in new bacteria, that is the bacteria after the evolution, it is found with a cell wall. In new bacteria, very good. And in Protista, what is the organism which has cell wall?
Euglena. Euglena.
Euglena. Here also in fungi, but in fungi, all the organisms which belong to fungi has cell wall. Okay, I forgot to ask you one question. Why we didn't keep fungi under plantae, but we kept under fungi, mushroom. Why we didn't place
It
this
does.
mushroom under uh, plantae? Because it grows from the soil only, right?
It does not perform photosynthesis.
Okay, it does not perform. So there is an absence of chlorophyll content in the mushroom, chloroplast. See, I will tell you, chloroplast is a green pigment that is present in all the plants. With the help of the chloroplast that is present, they perform photosynthesis with the help of sunlight. So that chloroplast content is absent here. And also, you have studied the tissues unit, right? Previous units tissues. There
Yes,
you
ma'am.
studied about vascular tissue.
Yes, ma'am. Xylem and phloem.
Yes, xylem and phloem. Here, the mushroom which is growing, they do not have any vascular tissue, unlike plants. So we cannot consider. And also, the pigment it is made up of a chitin material, whereas the plants has a cellulose material. These are the three differences. You may get this question in exams also. Why mushroom is not placed in kingdom Plantae but is placed in fungi? Because it has no chlorophyll pigment, so it cannot perform photosynthesis, and it do not have vascular tissues, and also it do not have vascular tissue, and it do not have cellulose. Instead, it has chitin. So these are the three differences from kingdom Plantae which mushroom has. So mushroom is placed under kingdom fungi. Did you get why we place mushroom under kingdom fungi, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You want me to repeat or you will answer? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, I will repeat. Because mushroom is not placed under kingdom Plantae, but it is placed under kingdom fungi. The reasons are because it do not have a chlorophyll in chloroplast. It don't have a green pigment chloroplast, so it cannot perform photosynthesis. And for the circulation of food and the water within an organism, it do not have vascular tissues, and also it do not have a cellulose, whereas it has chitin. So because of these three differences, mushroom is not placed under kingdom Plantae, but it is placed under kingdom fungi. Did you get what I said, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can anybody repeat why it is placed under kingdom fungi?
It does not contain chlorophyll.
uh,
It do not
yes,
have any vascular tissue such as xylem and phloem.
correct.
It
And
does not perform photosynthesis.
okay, and it also do not have cellulose in it, but instead it has a material called chitin. So this is placed under kingdom fungi. Now we will go to the characteristics. Already we have discussed about this. Except yeast, all are multicellular, all are eukaryotic organisms, and cell wall is present in everything, in all the animals which belong to fungi. And cell wall is made up of a tough complex called chitin. I've just told you in case of mushroom, it is made up of fungi, is made up of a cell wall of fungi is made up of a chitin material, not of cellulose material. So mushroom is placed here in fungi. And the mode of nutrition you see here. What is the mode of nutrition? Difference between Monera protesta and fungi?
Saprophytic and parasitic.
Heterotrophic.
Heterotrophic.
They
Yes,
are
some of they are also
trophic.
heterotrophic, but only difference that you see is these are saprophytic. What do you mean by saprophytic? We have discussed just in the beginning of the class.
The organisms which eat dead
Depend
and
on
decaying
Dead
matter.
and
dead,
decaying matter.
dead and decay matters.
Yes, what are parasitic animals? Organisms?
Which
Organisms which
depends
depend
on
upon other
host
organisms
for
for
One
shelter.
at a time will answer. One at a time, not both of you. Please tell your name and answer.
Ma'am, my name is Srinidha.
Okay, Srinida, answer.
Organisms which depend upon host organisms for nutrients, sunlight, etc.
For what you're telling the definition for saprophytic or parasitic?
Parasitic.
Okay, I asked about saprophytic. Saprophytes, can you try, Srinanda?
Yes, ma'am. They are those organisms eat
Mm.
up dead and decaying matter.
Dead and decaying matters. Correct. What is a parasitic then?
The organisms which depend upon host organisms for nutrients, sunlight, etc.
Okay, not exactly sunlight we can tell, but for nutrition and for shelter that it takes in the host animal. Okay, all this organ, all the kingdom fungi has all these modes of nutrition. That is, they are heterotrophic, they are dependent on other animals, and they're saprophytic and parasitic. Here we have seen one example: yeast. Yeast is except yeast, all other organisms under kingdom fungi are multicellular. Okay, where do we use yeast? Do you know where do we use yeast?
Baking purposes.
For bakery, in the bakery, for baking the cakes we use yeast, and penicillium is used for
Antibiotic.
For
Antibiotic.
making
yes
antibiotic.
it is used for making antibiotics. It is used for medicinal purposes. Yeast is used for food, and agaricus is also the same that we discussed, is mushroom itself is an agaricus. Okay, now shall we have a recap of what we have studied under kingdom fungi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start. First, start with the cell, single cell, and multicellular. Can you compare all the three kingdoms?
Both
Monera and
Protista and Monera are unicellular
Okay.
organisms,
One at a
whereas
time will, sorry, wait. One at a time will tell your name and answer. 1 point, one will answer. For the next point, I will give chance to the others.
ma'am Adya.
Adya, answer.
Ma'am, Monera and Protista are both unicellular organisms, whereas
Okay.
fungi, except yeast, are multicellular organisms.
Okay. Good, Adya. Any other person who want to answer? Based on the presence or absence of nucleus, how we have divided? Anybody can tell your name and answer. Tell your name and answer. Okay, if you want me to repeat also, I will repeat, but still you have to answer. Asking question is for confirmation that you have understood. If you did not understand, you can ask me. I will repeat the question or I will repeat the explanation. Students?
Ma'am,
Yes. What is your name?
ma'am, Aravind, ma'am.
Arvind, you have been constantly answering, right? You can choose one of your friend and call them and ask them to answer.
Ma'am, Vaishnav, ma'am.
Vaishnav, okay. Based on the presence or absence of nucleus, how are organisms divided in these three kingdoms? Vaishnav? Vaishnav? Arvind, is he there in the class?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, he's there.
Okay. I think he don't know the answer or something like that. Can you call somebody else?
Ma'am, Adinath.
Okay, Adinath.
Yes, ma'am.
Adinath, can you answer? Do you know what is the question that I told?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you should be attentive in the class. Based on the presence or the absence of nucleus, how are the organisms divided in all these three kingdoms?
Fungi and Protista are eukaryotic, and Monera is prokaryotic.
Okay, correct. Cell wall. Any other person? Cell wall. Cell wall is present in all the organisms of kingdom fungi, whereas Here, cell wall is absent in all the organisms except Euglena. In Monera also, there in Eubacteria, the organisms belonging to Eubacteria has cell wall. Students,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
all there? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam, you are audible.
Students?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, I am audible. Can you tell the differences in all these kingdoms that we have discussed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you try answering? Can you try answering?
Monera,
Can, cell wall. Okay, answer. Cell wall of Monera.
in Monera, cell wall is present, whereas in fungi and Protista, cell wall is absent.
Mm, there are some exceptions for that. Can anybody who know the correct answer help your friend?
Ma'am, in Protista except Euglena.
Okay, and in bacteria? In bacteria? In bacteria also, in the eubacteria there is a cell wall present, and in Protista cell wall is absent except in Euglena, and in fungi cell wall is present in all. Okay, now mode of nutrition. Can you compare the mode of nutrition? Can you compare the mode of nutrition, students?
In Monera and Protista, there are
Huh.
heterotrophic and autotrophic mode of nutrition, but
Okay.
only in fungi is saprotrophic nutrition.
Okay, saprophytic and parasitic nutrition is found. Okay, can you tell the examples of Monera and Protista and fungi? Okay, one each will tell. One of you will tell Monera. Can you tell the one who has answered now? Can you tell the examples of Monera, Kingdom Monera?
Madam, can I?
Yes.
Madam, cyanobacteria.
Cyanobacteria and Mycoplasma. And for Kingdom Protista, can you try? I have shown you on the slide, so there is no chance of forgetting examples.
Amoeba.
Okay. Other two which has appendages.
Euglena.
Euglena,
Paramecium.
Paramecium. Correct. Good. And for fungi, we have discussed here also.
Yeast.
Mushroom.
Mushroom, that is agaricus. Mushroom
Mold.
is also called agaricus. And other two that we have
Yeast.
discussed, yeast and
Mold.
Penicillin.
penicillium. Oh, okay. What are the uses? What are the uses of yeast and penicillium?
Yeast is used
Used
for
for
baking.
baking purposes.
Okay.
Penicillium for
Mm.
medical purposes.
And
Medicinal purposes. Yes, correct. Okay. Okay, students, this is what I wanted to tell. Do you have any doubts regarding any five kingdom that we have discussed? Do you have any doubts regarding anything that we have discussed so far? Nandana Vinod Kumar. Nandana Vinod Kumar, are you there?
No, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell outline of what we have discussed in today's class? Just the concepts, only the names.
Yes, ma'am. We have
Mm.
discussed about Kingdom Monera, Protista, and Kingdom kingdom fungi.
Okay, who has given this classification?
Whittaker.
Yes, Whittaker gave this classification. Okay, now Rishikesh Prakash, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Rishikesh Prakash, can you tell any 3 characteristics that you remember for Kingdom Monera?
Madam, they are prokaryotic.
Okay. Yes. 2 other points. You can try telling 2 more points. Rishikesh Prakash. Okay, you wanted to direct this question to anybody else in the class? Rishikesh Prakash,
Yes, ma'am.
you want to direct this question to any of your friend?
Mm. Madam, to Shyam.
Okay, Sham, are you there? PV Sham Mohan, correct? PV Sham Mohan, are you there? PV Sham Mohan? I think he is not near his mobile or something. Ujjwal Krishna? Ujjwal Krishna? Vaishnav Rajiv?
So then let us wind up.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, some are not responding, ma'am. I
Yeah,
think.
that's they are like that only. Maybe their mic problem, that is they will take. Mic
Yes, sir.
problem, that problem. That always like that only. Let them suffer. That's all.
I'm done, ma'am. I'm done with the class, ma'am. I was just asking some repeated questions.
Always like that only.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.